Hola amigos, welcome to Life for Living Well channel. Please subscribe to keep the channel going. You can also check us out by visiting our website on www.lifeforlivingwell.com. Sit down and enjoy the helpful topic for this week. Hey, welcome back to another episode from Life for Living Well this week. My name is Richard, and the topic I have for you this week, I call it vitality. But before I dive into this week topic, I quickly want to say if you like to know about what Life for Living Well does and you would like to know more about our community, we are a very small community that we grown up every day, and since the time we started, the community have increased incredibly, and there is people that support this episode that you see every week, whether they put their time and their expertise in looking into the material that we put outside, and or asking questions or sending the topics to talk about. So I want to use this platform to say big thank you to everyone. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the opportunity to present this podcast again this week. So let's get started. So the topic I have this week, I call it vitality. So what is the best way to describe this vital ingredient of life? It's not something that you can physically see, but you can see the impact of your physical manifestations of what you manage to create, or how you deal with other people, or how you live your life. And the life that is deprived of vitality, we all know what happened. It will be supporting with so many in ingenious element. So the question I throw to everyone and to myself when I was putting this topic together is, how do we explain a vitality to ourselves or a layman? So to summarize, I probably put it down to vitality is a state of being that energized and active. When you are vital, you are unleashing your best version of yourself. And this is very crucial. So many people wanted always baffle or surprise or amaze how some people manage to get things done in their life, or how they navigate around difficult times or difficult events in their life. But what you needed to look mostly is what we don't pay attention to. People that carry a positive vital ingredient energy in their life, they demonstrate so many qualities in their life. First, they have enough energy to do things that they want to do. And almost every one of us have the same energy, but not almost every one of us is aware what is taking away our energy from us. And I put it this way: you have a bucket and there's so many holes in that bucket. It doesn't matter how many times you have to fill this bucket. You already have a thing that linking water out of your bucket. So before you get to what you actually need this content of the bucket for, in this case, water, you probably have minimal or nothing left in your bucket to actually use it to what you set it for. But because of lack of awareness of being present, we don't really know how this bad energy has been linking away from us. So we get angry, we get tired, we lack motivation, we lack ambition. So we even lack the purpose to live because we focus all our energy to the thing that actually drain the vital element away from us. I think that actually, if we can't do anything for ourselves, is to actually spend 1 week in a year where we don't watch or listen to news or TV. Just 1 week. You'll be surprised how much energy that you will able to maintain for that week and how you can increase it in your outlook of event that happened to you. We all know, and so many books that are written by men and women that are filled with enlightening, written about how what we think about what happened have to do with how we feel about it. And imagine that two people experience the same thing and they have a different thinking about it. They're going to have a different feelings and emotion about it. And if your emotion is about coming from the place of lust, you can see how you can take what happened in your life as if you are worthless because of your own personal thinking about the event that happened. Even though you have no control over it, even though there's other people involved in it, even though you have your own free will, they have their own free will. But you still, for some reason, able to think yourself in the way that your emotion tells you that you are worthless. So these are the little things that we don't pay attention that actually drain our vitality away from us. So there are obvious traits of vitality that can easily be associated with the individual who has a healthy vitality. And what are these traits? And like as I said earlier on, these traits are very obvious. Sometimes you have to have a one-to-one relationship with these people. Sometimes they hold the position of leadership, and how their leaderships are transparent, how they demonstrate these particular skills is kind of thing that you have to take a step back and look into it and admire them for it. And it takes a lot of energy to do that. So what are the traits that you know whether your vitality is still 80 or is still in high level? One of them is high energy, because without energy, you cannot do anything. And thinking doesn't change anything. Thinking alone doesn't make things happen. But most things that happen probably started from thinking and then you take the action. But to take the action, you need the energy. A beautiful car without a fuel is going nowhere. A beautiful car without electric or some kind of power or energy that I have to put into velocity is not going anywhere. So even a flower without a life will die. So there's some kind of energy that sustains life. And to have a healthy life, it also comes into place where you have a high energy. You probably don't have a physical illnesses that bind you down. When you are sick, it's rob you away from your vital energy of life. That's why a great Chinese sage once said that the greatest wealth is earth. And people think that the greatest wealth is how many houses you have, how many cars you have. No, the greatest wealth is the good that you have, the money you have, the asset you have, the people that you have in your life, and how you live your life, and your health is the greatest wealth you can have. So, which is your uh, also come with the contentment. So, one of the traits you will notice with someone with a high vitality is high energy. Because with the high energy, you're bound to do more things. Someone say, "Oh, you always do a lot of things because it make you happy," and that is totally wrong. Most happy people that I've met in my life, they do things because they're happy, not because the things make them happy. Because when you are happy, you bound to connect, and to connect means to take action. And these are the two different things. Most people do it other way around. They chase and chase to chase happiness. And what they get is not what I call happiness, I call it excitement. And that's only come for a few periods and disappear like a wind. And they have to continue and continue to chase it. Are you able to stay still and still be happy? Are you be able to not sure what will happen tomorrow and still be happy today? Most people might not be able to do that because there is always a need to in their mind to create the happiness. But these are not what I call happiness, I call it excitement. But this is totally different topic. But today I'm focused on vitality and why you and myself have to continue to guide our vitality like we wet a flower, like we look after our garden so that the unwanted grass doesn't sprout out of it. So, what other thing you will notice about people that demonstrate high vitality is emotional intelligence. And these are the good things about this thing, emotional intelligence, that it's not necessary, it's not like your IQ, that your fate has been defined based on the family or DNA or the people that you come through. But this one is something that you can learn if you will learn, if you lack it. And one of the particular attributes of emotional intelligence that these people demonstrate is a very strong self-awareness of themselves and the others. Also, optimism. So, and this is the key about optimism. And there's research show how most people that demonstrate optimism, it also depends how they think about the thing that happen to them and how they react to it. And it's very true that if you have intrinsic mindset or values, you tend to work within yourself, focus on what you have a power over, knowing within yourself that this current situation you are will not be a permanent situation. So you have hope and you begin to figure out what will be the next action to take, who to go to, whether you need to retrain yourself, whether you need to change a career, whether you needed to put more effort, how you want to connect with your friend. So these are the things that people that have optimism have. It's not because they have a special charm to see the future. They don't. They don't even see what will happen in an hour's time. But they know one thing, that no one knows anything enough to be pessimistic. But again, people that appear pessimistic in nature, they call themselves practical. But in reality is you are not able to accept what it is, what is in front of you right now. One of my favorite silent comedy that I like to watch is this Canadian comedy show. And what I actually take away from those comedy, anytime I have the opportunity to sit down for a few minutes and watch it, it's called Just for Laugh. Uh, it's just amazing how the members of public are involved in this show without them knowing. They are actually the main actors of the shows. and they already defined the script for them, and they are just playing it perfectly without them knowing. They just be natural to them. And when you have the opportunity that I have that to watch, you got to see yourself as a member of the public. That if you find yourself in that particular location at that time where there's so many hiding camera and you saw a child about to run into the river, your natural instinct is to run after those child, grab those child, and make sure that he or she is safe. For some people, maybe not for everybody, but some people. But when you now sit down and you look at this thing and you don't even know that this child of 8 years old is actually as an actor, it was trigger something in you. And then when you look at it, it's a funny thing that you laugh it up. And the people like, but when you look at it, it all depends on what you see as a reality is an illusion. So they create illusions of so many events that all of us have some kind of thought, belief, opinion about, and they tested it with these particular hiding shows. And it's kind of show that it's harmless and it's something that make you laugh at the same time. It's a little thing, but it's a big thing in the aspect of all things. So optimism as a case is also an habit and a mindset. So to be an optimist, it's not like you ignore the reality or you run away from fact. It's to say that whatever happened right now will not be there forever. And whatever happened, you'll be okay. You might not be okay right now in the moment, but you'll be okay. Because if you're able to have the collections of series of challenges that you have in your life to this stage, you are always okay. But the only way you will store the memory of challenges that you overcome is when you actually develop another trait that associates with optimism, gratitude. So you got to learn how to be appreciative of things that have happened in your life already. Not because more things will happen, but it will allow you to be more optimistic, make yourself be ready and positive toward the change that comes, and you cannot stop it. And many more traits, but I just chose to show these particular few traits that could be very helpful in knowing someone with a high vitality. As much as this is important and necessary in making our life worthwhile, we have a duty of care to nourish it. First, let's look at what may make vitality weak. There are so many things that we could get ourselves involved, other people can get us involved, that could actually deplete our vitality, our energy, our ingredient of life. And this is why being mindful, we play a lot of parts. Because sometimes if you live our life on the automatic, we can easily do it by ourselves by thinking about things in a more deeper and more lustful way that drain our energy, that it creates a resentment in us, it creates victim mood in us, and it makes us become more weak and powerless. And these are the things that we do to ourselves. We tend to think that people that walk on the street, that talk loud, they are the only one that suffer from kind of mental challenges. But I kind of lot of people are falling into this trap. The difference is that they speak quietly to themselves without opening their mouths. And if you are not able to be mindfully say what kind of thinking behind your thought, you bound to fall into the trap where you creating a lot of leak to your vital energy, to your vitality. So you are like a bucket, like as I said earlier, So you have a lot of hole in it. If you don't fill this hole, it doesn't matter how many times you pour the water into it, this water will keep leaking out. And this is exactly what we do to ourselves most often when we judging ourselves in a way that we didn't use it to make it an helpful practice, in a way that make us change whatever we being subject ourselves to critical judgment to. I once met someone a few years ago, and she invited me to town. So once we met her, we're supposed to go and figure out where to get something to eat, because she lived in the city for a while, so she thought she knew all the places. So a few times we got lost on our way, and she gets so mad with herself, and she was using all terrible words to herself. Just imagine if she's more critical about mixing the road to herself, how much more she'll be critical about the people that are so close, or people that she proved that she loved, because she has some kind of high standard to herself, and she prefers the same to everything that associates with her. So without due care, a life force may be draining when the bucket has many holes. It doesn't matter how many times you fill the bucket, without fixing the hole, your effort is fruitless. So firstly, focus on what is draining your own life energy. Are you kind of person sucking yourself to other people's drama? Are you kind of person judging other people based on the choices and action or the way they dress? Are you kind of person that you let your worry and anxiety take control of your life completely? And these are the lower emotions that are killing and taking away your vitality. And you might have a lot of dreams, a lot of desire, a lot of things, but at the end of the day, what's stopping you not to follow it or make it happen is because of low vitality that you have. And what is causing your low vitality? It could be something that you actually contributed to. So if you take the way what you contributing to your bucket and fill the hole in your bucket, maybe your habit, maybe your manner, maybe your behavior, maybe you have a tyranny personality where your friend, you have a need and your family to dominate on them. You might not be able to change this kind of thing, but at least you can always have a precaution before you engage with them, that beware. I'm joking. So beware. But in actual sense, what I'm trying to say is that the greatest victory is to overcome your own nature. It's easy to overcome thousands of people, but it's more harder to overcome your own nature. And if your nature are the result of you losing a vitality, apart from sickness, apart from old age, apart from some kind of mental health challenges, if in any other way you lose your energy, these are the things that you should strive to work on. What are the things that can drain your life vital energy? So these are the questions that I asked toward the end of this podcast. So I'm bringing this podcast to the end for this week. So guide yourself from yours and other people's drama, as it has a way of draining your resources. As a result, you may experience lower vibration of emotions because of resentment and anger. Sometimes it always surprises me when some people talk about what other people have did to them, and they talk about it as if it just happened right now. But when you ask them, how say it's something that happened 20 years ago. But what really make me feel upset with them sometimes is how much they didn't see that they were making a double punishment, double miscarrier of justice to themselves. Rightful so, someone might taken the advantage of them, someone might abuse them, someone might exploit them. but they have the opportunity to get out of that situation. They have worked on themselves and they have improved their way of selecting and choosing people that come to their life. But they continue to overthinking of condemning themselves and making themselves even feel worse off, and like uh, that make me really uncomfortable with for them, because yeah, I say that they suffer twice, and you shouldn't be suffered twice. You shouldn't be the one feel bad, feel guilty if someone that taking advantage and exploits you. But you've developed a wisdom and knowledge how you cannot allow this thing to happen to you again. So people remember how the people talk to them, and when they talk about it and you ask them when is it, and they say, oh, they don't remember, maybe 20 years ago. And when they talk to you, you can see the anger that coming from their body. Guide against lower emotion as they rob you of your vital energy without you even knowing. And that take me to how you can keep and increase your vitality. Focus on, number one, focus on things within your power. And this is very crucial, and it takes some kind of inner knowledge to know what you can control, what you cannot control. But the basic fact of life is anything outside of you, you cannot control it. Even your husband, your wife, your children, even your pets, you might have illusion of some kind of control. But one day you realize you cannot control it, because when their time comes, they might not be able to tell you, because they might not be able to know themselves. But enjoy every day that you have with them. Celebrate them, because this is the only thing that you have control about. You cannot control whether your boss will be kind or nice to you, but you can control your performance, you can control your behavior, and you also have a one power. You can change the environment, even when you, despite the fact that you're effective in your role, you work, your personality or your character also are not questionable. Because if you are a tyranny personality and you dominate everybody, your boss is going to resist that from you. And if you're kind of person that come late to work or your hygiene is very poor, your boss also going to have a concern about that. But if you have done your own bit and the situation is still not in favor for you, you also have a choice, you have a free will to change. Find a better environment where you can be appreciated more. Rather than worry about your boss' behavior, rather than wanting him to change for you, if he's breaking the rules and conditions and terms that are stated by your employer, raise it with people that are above him, raise it with the structure that already set up in your work, and it doesn't work, raise it with your HR and it doesn't change, then you change the location. So the same thing with friends and family. Don't let people choose you. Choose your friend. And this is one thing that we get. Aristotle divided friend into 3 stages. It is important to choose your friend, especially once you have begin to work on yourself. Something will change in you that you no longer have a need to surround yourself with too many friends. It's something that will just happen naturally for you. But until that time comes, choose friends that can make you better. Better in the sense of who you are today. You are more better than tomorrow of it. People that live the life that you value, people that have the values that you look up to. Because it can only make you a better person. My father used to say, you don't have to be genius, but just have a genius as a friend. And it's true. I remember in my secondary school days, I particularly keen about sport, especially football. And I play a lot, a lot. I think it becoming my first priority above everything. But I also came from a family that education is very important to them, and they make you feel like it's the only things in life, which is not true. But when you are in that age, you don't know. But something changed. I begin to have a new circle of friends. And these circles of friends I have, they invest and they devote a lot of their time on their books. They read the law, they study the law, they spend more hours after the class, week and week. So I became friend to few of them. And I found myself enjoying reading more, enjoying dedicated time to things. But in few months later, the result in my academic result was 60% far better than what it was a few months before. They didn't sit for my exam, they didn't read for me, but they inspire my behavior to change. That if I'm going to be with these people, friend, I also need to read like them. I also needed to be able to take my book, my studies serious. So this is what I mean, that you don't have to be genius, but if you have a genius as friend, the impact of it will appear in your life. Look at all the great men and women today. They always select them friend with the people that share most values like them. So that's very important. So number 2, set your priority to what is important and needed above what you want. And this is also important. And also is the knowledge to know what you want and what you need. Most people, what they always need, they always come as a place of want, and they put energy and their valuable resources to chase want above need. And what will make them fulfill, happy, be a better person is their basic needs. Most people doesn't even know they have a breath because it's there, free and abundant. And they don't really think that if you can't breathe for 30 seconds, you could lose your life. And that is a need. And money can buy it, but the only thing you can do it is to look after it. So you have to know what is your priority. What do you want and what do you need? And sometimes this is really difficult because they can be interwoven at some point in certain situation, but most of the time is very obvious and very clear. Do you need 5-bedroom house to sleep? Probably not. Probably you just need one room to sleep if you are on your own. But there's nothing wrong to want 5-bedroom. But what a lot of people will do is to find a work and look for a job that will for money, and they will lose everything. They even sacrifice their health, their well-being. And if the same people have the opportunity that their time on this place is only just 6 months, believe me, they will tell you that they will have chose a different option. So in most cases, what we need doesn't really require us to lose what is more important in our life, our family, our health, our well-being. But sometimes we are prepared to pay any price to get what we want. So this is very important, and this is what will determine whether your vitality is remain strong or weakening. And the last one I put down is find out what is taking your energy and minimize or replace it. So this is something that we have to do as individual. What is it that is taking up my own vitality from me? Can I minimize it, or can I remove it from my life? So these are the choices that we have to make as individual. And lastly, I will leave you with this particular comment that I made. Only when you have solid and healthy vitality can your life benefit directly from it. So if you are sick, there's no point to dream that you want to climb Kilimanjaro. If you are very poor, there's no point that you want to explore in the world. So, but with good vitality, you're able to create the resources you need. You're able to connect with the friend you are. You're able to choose how you want to live your life. I hope as you listen to me this week, and this particular podcast touch somebody and help someone. If you do have any question, please feel free to write to me at lifeforlivingwell.com. Once again, my name is Richard. You can easily write to me at info@lifeforlivingwell.com. Whatever you do this week, have an amazing week, and please stay safe. Ciao, hasta luego, hasta pronto. From everyone here, from Life for Living Well, we say hasta luego, amigos. Thank you for your time this week. May your rest of the week be safe and loving. Please subscribe to our channel to keep it going. And you can find more information on our website by visiting www.lifeforlivingwell.com. Goodbye.